Welcome to the fourth episode of the Weekend Sustainability Report. The motive of this report is to keep you updated on the recent social and sustainability news. So let's begin. Like always, the first news comes in from Europe, as Spain is committed to push for net zero by the year 2050. Spain joins a handful of countries to have set out a legal binding strategy to end their contribution to global heating in the next 30 years. The draft text, which follows a public consultation started in February 2019, sets the direction of economic recovery from the coronavirus pandemic. Under the law, which is still to be approved by Parliament, the government is pledging to make Spain's electricity system 100% renewable by the middle of the century, ban all new coal, oil, and gas extraction projects with immediate effect, and direct fossil fuel subsidies and make all new vehicles emission-free by 2040. That news was quoted from climatechangenews.com. In all the past episodes, we have been able to cover similar news, and this gives us hope as it shows the gradual realization and effort of economies towards a sustainable planet. The second update is a global update, as over 150 global corporations urge world leaders for net zero recovery from COVID-19. 155 companies with a combined market capitalization of over $2.4 trillion and representing over 5 million employees have signed a statement urging governments around the world to align their COVID-19 economic aid and recovery efforts with the latest climate science. The statement comes as governments around the world are preparing trillions of dollars worth of stimulus packages to help economies recover from the impacts of the coronavirus pandemic, and as they prepare to submit enhanced national climate plans under the Paris Agreement. The 155 companies have already set or committed to set science-based emissions reduction targets. And by signing the statement, they are reaffirming that their own decisions and the actions remain grounded in science, while calling on governments to prioritize a faster and fairer transition from a grey to a green economy. That update was quoted from unglobalcompact.org. The third and final news for this episode comes in from the Arctic, as this past winter created the largest ever hole in the Arctic ozone layer. While most people are familiar with the ozone hole over the South Pole, few are aware of a similar destruction of the ozone layer over the North Pole. The Arctic ozone reached an all-time low in March. Ozone protects us from deadly forms of radiation from the sun. Essentially, there was a large ozone hole or lack of ozone across a portion of the Arctic, according to the NASA Ozone Watch team. They monitor the Arctic and the Antarctic regions for ozone levels throughout the year. In a higher section of the atmosphere known as the stratosphere, ozone prevents a majority of deadly UV radiation from reaching Earth from the sun. The ozone layer depletes naturally in a lot of cases, but the chemical inventions like CFCs by humans have interfered with the natural process. If this continues, exposure to sun rays might cause fatal skin diseases. Remember, we also need vitamin D, and ozone layers help us get that in a safe manner. That update was covered from WUSA9.com. And that is all we have for the fourth episode. If you come across any news related to social progress and environmental sustainability, you can always share it with us, and we will try to feature it in this report. We recorded this from Kathmandu, and the cases of COVID-19 is rising at an alarming rate here in Nepal. Let's not rely on the government, let's be preventive, and let's help the ones in need. Also, don't forget to keep the sustainability conversation alive. This is Aisha Host signing off. See you next week.